In the summer of 2010, Clara Oliveira's life was a tapestry woven from years of loyalty, sacrifice, and unfulfilled dreams. For 18 years, she had dedicated herself to the Almeida family, her warm smile often masking a profound sadness that had taken root in her heart nearly 2 decades earlier. Clara had been a housekeeper, a role that had become a part of her identity, but it was not the life she had envisioned for herself. At the age of 34, Clara had experienced a tragedy that would haunt her forever. She had given birth to a baby girl at Santa Maria Hospital, a moment that should have been filled with joy and hope. Instead, it was marked by an unbearable loss. Hours after her daughter's birth, she was told that the baby had died from respiratory complications. Clara never got to hold her child, never received a death certificate, and was left with nothing but crushing grief. The absence of her daughter became a void that Clara carried with her, a silent burden that shaped her existence. 6 months after that devastating day, Clara found work with the Almeidas. Dr. Paulo Almeida was a respected cardiologist, and his wife, Beatrice, a high-profile attorney. They had just welcomed a daughter, Sophia, into the world. Clara poured her heart into caring for the child, nurturing her as if she were her own. As the years passed, Sophia blossomed into a brilliant young woman, and Clara reveled in the joy of watching her grow. But beneath the surface, the pain of her own loss never truly faded. As the summer sun beamed down on Rio de Janeiro, the Almeida family prepared for Sophia's engagement party, a momentous occasion that marked the beginning of a new chapter in their lives. The mansion was a flurry of activity, with renovations underway to create the perfect backdrop for the celebration. Clara was tasked with clearing out an antique sofa when her fingers brushed against something hidden in the torn lining. Curiosity piqued. She carefully pulled out a yellow document. Her heart raced as she read the words printed on the page. A birth certificate dated March 15th, 1992, the very day her daughter had supposedly died. The mother's name was Clara Oliveira, and the baby was named Sophia Maria. The world around her began to spin as she stared at the photo of Sophia on the mantelpiece. The resemblance that she had always dismissed now struck her with painful clarity. Those deep-set eyes, that distinctive jawline, could it be possible? Could she have been raising her own flesh and blood without knowing it? The discovery sent Clara spiraling into a whirlwind of emotions. If this birth certificate was real, it meant that Sophia was her biological daughter, stolen from her arms and raised by another family. The implications were staggering. For 18 years, she had cared for Sophia, not as a mother, but as a housekeeper, unaware of the truth that lay beneath the surface of their lives. As Clara grappled with the enormity of her revelation, she continued her work at the Almeida home, each task now imbued with a sense of urgency. One evening, while cleaning Dr. Almeida's office, she stumbled upon a file bearing her name. Inside were medical records from Santa Maria Hospital, detailing the birth of a healthy baby girl, and a handwritten note from Dr. Almeida to Beatrice. The note confirmed the arrangements made to inform Clara of her child's death, assuring that no one would ever know the truth. Clara's heart raced as she uncovered more disturbing documents, falsified medical reports, and money transfers to hospital staff. A tangled web of corruption that had allowed the Almeidas to take her child. With the engagement party approaching, Clara knew she had to act. She placed the birth certificate and incriminating documents in an envelope, feeling the weight of the truth pressing down on her. It would take immense courage to reveal what she had discovered, a truth that would forever alter the lives of everyone involved. The night of the party arrived, and the Almeida mansion had been transformed into a glittering wonderland. Clara watched as Sophia glided through the crowd in her elegant white dress, a radiant smile lighting up her face. Dr. Almeida stood at the podium, delivering a touching speech about the joy of raising his daughter. To the world, they appeared to be the perfect family, but Clara knew the dark truth that lay hidden beneath the surface. As the evening wore on and many guests began to depart, Clara took a deep breath and approached Sophia, requesting a moment of privacy. In the serene garden gazebo, she handed Sophia the envelope, her heart pounding in her chest. Clara watched as confusion morphed into disbelief and then shock as Sophia processed the revelation that Clara was her biological mother and that her parents had effectively kidnapped her. Sophia confronted her parents, demanding to know if the documents were true. The color drained from Beatrice's face, while de Almeida's expression hardened, revealing a man desperate to protect his carefully constructed facade. He coldly defended their actions, claiming they had given Sophia everything, the best schools, the finest opportunities. He dismissed Clara as a poor, uneducated woman, questioning whether Sophia would have had those advantages had she remained with her biological mother. Sophia's voice rose in disbelief, the weight of the betrayal crashing over her. She accused her parents of stealing her, tearing her from Clara's arms, and making her believe her mother was dead. Questions tumbled from her lips, demanding to know what kind of people would commit such an atrocity. The confrontation escalated, drawing the attention of remaining guests who watched in shock as the truth unraveled before their eyes. Beatrice collapsed into tears, while Dr. Almeida's denials grew more desperate. He claimed the documents were forgeries, that Clara was mentally unstable, that this was an elaborate scheme for money. But Sophia wasn't listening. She turned to Clara, truly seeing her for the first time. The resemblance was undeniable. The same determined set of her jaw, the same fierce spirit reflected in their shared gaze. In that moment, the bond that had been forged through years of love and care surged to the surface. As chaos erupted around them, the police were called. Dr. Almeida attempted to use his influence to have Clara arrested, but the documents spoke for themselves. The birth certificate was genuine. The medical records confirmed that Clara had given birth to a healthy baby girl. And Dr. Almeida's own notes detailed the conspiracy that had led to the falsification of Clara's grief. The scandal rocked Rio's elite society. Dr. Almeida and Beatrice were arrested for kidnapping, fraud, and falsification of documents. The hospital staff involved in the deception faced their own charges. The story made national headlines, painting a portrait of betrayal that captivated the public's imagination. Wealthy couple steals Maid's baby, hires her to raise child for 18 years. For Sophia, the months that followed were a tumultuous journey of grief and rediscovery. The parents she had trusted were revealed as criminals, and the world she had known crumbled around her. Her engagement to Marco was postponed as she struggled to make sense of her new reality, grappling with the weight of the truth and the loss of her old life. Clara, too, faced a new chapter. She moved out of the servants' quarters and into a small apartment, giving Sophia the space she needed to process everything. As they began to build a relationship as mother and daughter, it was a tentative dance of healing and understanding. Clara shared stories of her life before the Almeidas, introducing Sophia to the father she had never known, a kind man who had passed away before she discovered her pregnancy. Photos of Clara's mother revealed a family legacy Sophia had never imagined. A year after the truth came to light, justice was served. Dr. Almeida and Beatrice were sentenced to 15 years in prison, and the court awarded substantial compensation to Clara for her years of suffering. The verdict brought a sense of closure, but the journey toward healing was just beginning. On a warm spring day, Sophia visited Clara's apartment, bringing a small cake adorned with a single candle to celebrate 1 year since discovering the truth. As they shared the cake, Sophia confided in Clara that she still wanted to pursue a career in medicine, but now with a renewed sense of purpose, to ensure that no mother would ever suffer the same fate as Clara. Clara's heart swelled with pride as she assured Sophia that she would be an amazing doctor. She promised to support her every step of the way, not as her housekeeper, but as her mother. When Sophia mentioned that she and Marco had been discussing setting a new date for their wedding, she expressed her hope that Clara would walk her down the aisle. Tears filled Clara's eyes as she nodded, pulling her daughter into a tight embrace. After 18 years of hidden truths and silent suffering, justice had finally been served. The child she had believed lost forever had returned to her, and the bond between them was stronger than ever. As Sophia left that evening, promising to return the next day with wedding magazines, Clara stood at her window, watching her daughter walk away. Not walking away forever, but walking toward a future filled with hope, love, and the promise of a life they would face together. Their story was not just one of cruelty and loss, but a testament to the resilience of the bond between mother and child, a bond that had survived against all odds. It was a powerful reminder of the capacity of the human heart to heal and the enduring strength of family ties. Subscribe to Golden Love Stories for more heartwarming tales of love, loss, and reunion that will touch your soul and remind you of the enduring power of family bonds.